creatures in another video outlining the blockbuster universe. This time we're in level 4, Mega Block. Mega Block is our futuristic level. It takes influence from movies like Judge Dredd and Blade Runner. Not necessarily kaiju films, but who's counting? Anyway, let's get in. So, this is the level where Kaitech is at their strongest. They now own the world. Everything that once was is now owned by Kaitech, and they are responsible for what you see around you, the green gaseous cloud on the ground. As you can see, there's a countdown clock here. I'm sure you're all very familiar with this. This is their defense mechanism against the giant monsters. So when a giant monster attacks any of the Mega Block structures, their only solution is to eject the platform the monster is on. And it only gives the citizens 60 seconds to evacuate, which means you only have 60 seconds to find a generator and evacuate. We're going to go through here and we're going to destroy things as fast as possible, and that's because of the timer. Once we get the generator pulled up, the timer stops, and once we do that, we can proceed to the next zone. And so for the secret zone, we're going to be heading to the right. So that will be the first zone that we head to, is off to the right. So we're going to climb up here. We want to avoid these green rectangles. These are actually dumpsters falling down. This is how the tower deals with their trash collection. So if you get hit by these blocks, you will also take damage, and you'll let go of the wall. But moving up to the second zone now, going to the right, and you'll see that the crane lever, the first one, is right here on this end. Again, we want to make sure that we are pulling the crane levers before we're doing anything else, because if the generator gets pulled up, those levers disappear. Mega Block, again, takes place in the way future, and Kaitech is in charge of pretty much everything. They own everything. They own the buildings, they own the land. They are, again, responsible for all of this destruction, and society is starting to notice that. In some of the character dialogue, some of the NPC dialogue, you'll notice that the citizens are starting to have discontent for their overlords, whom they believed were their saviors at one point in history. So once we have this lever pulled, this first lever pulled, we're going to head over to the left side now. So we pull up the generator, and now the cracks are exposed. Let's go to the left. So right now we went to the right for the first platform, and now we're going to go to the left for the second platform. You'll notice that I'm going to be throwing some of the people at the electric fence here near the wall. In the future, there is no food here. The land has been taken over by a noxious cloud, so there's no farmland. So everything got condensed into a food tablet. We have chicken parmesan food tablets, chicken alfredo food tablets, and hot cheese soup food tablets. And that is the diet of the future, apparently. When we pull up the generator and we pull that lever, we're going to head up to the left again and go up to the third zone. Yeah, we're going to head up to the left, and we're going to go to the last, we're going to find the last crane lever here. This is at the very top, so the route that we need to take from the bottom is the right, and then we have to turn left, and then we have to turn left again. That's how we get up here. Make sure you're pulling the levers. You'll notice that in this level there are little drone helicopters flying around. Every time you kill a drone helicopter, a little robot android pops out. Those little robot androids are little Kaitech security drones. Kaitech figured that robots are the future and humans are obsolete. Alright, we have all three levers pulled, and the red crack has exposed itself, and we're going to go to the right now. And this is the final turn. You'll see these blue arrows on the side of the building, and these arrows are supposed to guide you to the zone. So let's climb on over there. The secret zone takes place inside of the tower, and the secret zone is a security hub. This is where the spider mech is housed. This is where Kaiju carries out all their operations inside the tower, and this is where some cross traffic comes into play as well. This is how some of the droid transport carriers navigate throughout the tower. Oh, and a fun fact about those droid transport carriers, there is no auto aim on them. So if you're able to throw a block and hit them without auto aim, good for you. It takes a lot of skill to do it, so good job. All right, let's move on through the secret zone. I'm going to kill everything in here first so I can take you through and tell you the story. All right, so we see the spider mech here in the center. It's decommissioned. This is where it gets repaired. We're going to go over here into the timelines now, over on the opposite end of the wall. Timelines are just like in Mount Sakura, but this time these timelines start in the 1980s. So right after the Mount Sakura incident, this picks back up. And if you remember back to level 2, those timelines start in like the Park Central days, so like the 1920s. So here we are again. We're having a snapshot back into the past. All right, so in the 80s, we're supposed to gather that Kaiju was capturing Kaiju and using them as an energy source to power their cities, and that's what was happening. And it was happening for a good while, too. Things were going well until one day the Kaiju began to escape their pods and escape from their underground facilities that were powering the cities. And that's when Kaiju started putting out propaganda saying that mystery Kaiju are wreaking havoc in the cities, even though it was their own doing. If you'll notice, we have the footprint of all the monsters here near the map. So you can see Ultraviolet, you can see Claw Daddy, you can see the Machine of Mayhem, you can see Gorilla, and you can see Richter Scale's footprint all on here, which I think is a cool little detail. All right, walking over to the third timeline. Now the humans are living in their cities covered in noxious green gas, and they're still being destroyed by monsters. So what's Kaitu's solution? Time to build the Mega Block. And the last slide depicts the grand plan of Kaiju, their ultimate way of fixing everything. I love this right here. So this screen over here shows us the rocket propelled ejection monster detected. This is not a test. If you notice that little green guy right there, that's us. That's Richter Scale. So Richter Scale's reading that sign. He doesn't know what it says. Poor guy. And of course here, Kaitu's playing dumb. The Earth contamination source is unknown and monsters are the problem. Of course they're not. But, you know, the last slide over here shows that the ejection system is their final defense against everything. And of course they have to put in the clause, Kaiju is not liable for the death or property damage caused by jettison platforms. Well, of course they're not. Who can blame the giant corporation for anything these days? Alright. So this is the secret zone of level 4. It fleshes out the rest of the blockbuster story. I'm gonna continue on to level 5 in a different video, but we're gonna finish up this level with the boss fight. And as you know, it's that spider mech that charges you. So all you gotta do is just throw blocks at it, punch it, dodge it, and do it all again. Alright guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed this video. We hope this was enlightening, and we hope this shed more light on the blockbuster universe. Feel free to leave a comment. Like this video and subscribe to our Discord at Blockbuster VR. Thanks again for your support, everybody.